Mhm. Just having some delay on the live portion. There we go. Yeah. I'm going to wait till I see that most people have connected to the audio. There's always a delay. And so I think most people are now connected to audio. I see a few coming in. I'm Judge Person. Good morning and welcome to the Temple Municipal Court. This is actual court, even though it is a virtual court. And I think it's actually a really good thing that we don't have to bring everybody all the way downtown in order to come and get information. So I'm going to give a lot of information and I'm going to listen when it's your turn. I see a few people that I can't identify. That's sometimes what happens if you unmute yourself before I'm ready. So anyway, what I'll do is I'll need to identify a few people, and I'm going to also, I see a few people that might not need to be here. Just a real quick review. Alfonso Brown, I think I saw you in the meeting a minute ago. And if you could unmute for just a moment, hopefully you're not where we're getting the feedback.
I'm here, ma'am.
Yes, hi, Mr. Brown. Your case, you had the one pending case, and it qualified for a dismissal, which I will sign shortly. So, and that will conclude, you have your other case that you're, I believe, either paid or in a payment plan. And
yes.
And so that last case is actually eligible for dismissal, and that's in my box to sign this morning. We'll email a copy to you. But we have actually removed you from the docket. You don't need to be here.
Oh, thank you, Judge.
Any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll go ahead and remove you from the meeting.
Okay.
And then also Miles Tyler Jimenez, I saw you just a moment ago. If you could unmute.
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Jimenez. Same thing for you. In pre-reviewing my docket today, I noticed that you were eligible for a dismissal, and I just signed that. We'll be emailing that over to you. And so your case is resolved.
Yeah, I do appreciate that.
And so, yeah, you're good to go. Let me go ahead and, do you have any questions about that?
No,
okay.
No, I do
not. Okay, thank you.
Have a great one. Thank you.
You too, sir. So I do want to let you know a few things, and that includes dismissal processes. The other thing I want to do is just figure out who's here. Now, I watched as people logged in, and I kept track of who logged in when, and I do my best to honor that. But what I wanted to say is there were a few people that I could not identify. So I'm actually about to just ask a couple of people one at a time to unmute and just tell me who you are. Zoom user turning sideways. Could you unmute and tell me your name?
Hector Ramirez.
Nathan Ramirez?
Hector Ramirez, ma'am.
Oh, well, I have Hector Ramirez. No, you're not Hector's iPhone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I wasn't asking. I've got that figured out. I'm actually asking a different person who has named themselves iPhone. Gentlemen, you're looking at the screen, and I've asked you to unmute, kind of a ginger-haired person. Male.
Is that me, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
iPhone. My bad. I didn't. Trevor Janish.
Janish. I got you. Okay. There you go. I'm going to go ahead and change the name so that we don't.
Yeah, I didn't know my name on here.
Well, not everybody knows how to set that up, and it's not a problem. But we want to pull the right file. So, and I wouldn't want someone sitting all morning who doesn't need to be here. I got you solved and I got you logged in too. So, and then I have a person I'd identified as, let me find it again, Danny, D-A-N-I-E, just D-A-N-I-E. Yes, sir, with the glasses. Could you just unmute and just let me know your name, please?
Hello. I'm Daniel Guzman.
Say the last name.
Guzman. G-U-Z-M-A-N, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
So what you'll notice, there's a lot of feedback on that particular person's side. Things like fans, dogs barking, outside noise, they can compete with your mics, especially condenser mics and things, and it can run into trouble. He'll probably get that resolved. I have him logged in twice, so I sometimes that could be the issue. Mr. Guzman, if you are actually on two ways, you'll want to change that. That would help you because that's going to give you feedback. And I have you here, and I have you here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but that's the problem, right? It's not going to work, so choose one. Okay, probably need to hear you for sure. Okay, and then I have a gentleman, let's see, I saw him again. Right here, it's a stationary photo, but you're sideways. And Zoom user, gentleman with darker hair, dark t-shirt, slight start of a beard and a mustache, and you're unmuted. Unmute again and tell me your name.
Mitchell Johnson.
Last name again?
Johnson.
Mitchell Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I had you already logged. No problem. And then I have a few phone numbers. A phone number beginning in the 254 area code and ending in number 735. Could you unmute and tell me your name, please? Phone number ending in 735. It won't work if we don't hear you. If you're not responding, we'll probably skip you until we figure out who you are. And then another phone number ending in 628. I've asked you to unmute. Maybe you could tell me who you are. So this is a court, and you have to identify yourself. I'll check in again. Okay, so I do want to give everyone some basic information and let you know that when you're given a ticket or issued a citation, those are all methods that we have under Texas law for accusing someone. That's what a ticket is. It's an accusation. And when you give a plea, you're giving an answer or a response to that accusation. And there are three options for pleading: guilty, not guilty, and no contest. Now, if you plead guilty, you're saying, I did this. Okay? Not guilty, you're contesting the charge. No contest, you're allowing me to find you guilty without saying I did or didn't do it. Not contesting, okay? If you plead guilty or no contest, we're going to move forward with sentencing today. And there are still 4 ways to gain a dismissal. And I'm going to tell you how those work in just a quick moment. If you plead not guilty, we're scheduling a pretrial, and then it's actually a 2-step process: a pretrial on a live meeting like this one, where you don't have to take off and come down for the afternoon or morning, and then a live pretrial here in the courtroom for cases that are still pending. And we set those up at the same time, so we kind of book in and know where we're going. At the second pretrial, we're scheduling trial at that point. So if the case is unresolved today on the pretrial docket, because that docket is meeting today, then we'll see you at the pretrial, the final pretrial. I'm about to open that pretrial meeting room in just a moment. The prosecutor is also here named Nicole Warren, and she'll be on screen shortly. There she is, and she can give a quick wave. Ms. Warren represents the state of Texas in the cases on trial, and she's here for that pretrial docket for the contested charges. And I'm missing some people on that docket. If you hear your name and you are here, it means I think you're not here. So raise your hand. I'm not going to call everybody's name. That takes too long. I'm going to call the people that I think are missing, just in case some of those people that haven't identified themselves are one of those people. Wanda Hall, are you here? Chad Hartley, are you here? Jacob Morgan, are you here? Amarani, I may say that incorrectly, Pena Lopez, are you here? Juan Torres, are you here? Joshua Wiley, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Who are you?
Joshua Wiley.
Okay, a moment ago we got confused. And I thought you were so Mr. Wiley.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That's confusing. Gotcha. Good. Glad I called and checked. Okay, so that docket's about to start. I just want to tell everyone about the 4 dismissal options because I would think that would be of interest to almost everybody. Okay, so in Texas, in a Class C court like this one, you have options for dismissal. And let me just tell you what they are and how they work. Ms. Shores, I'll get to you shortly. I can't hear you. Just real quickly, what is the nature of your question? Ms. Shores, did you have a question right now?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'll wait my turn.
Okay, we'll get to you, I promise. I do have you logged in.
Okay, I didn't hear.
That's okay.
Later.
Sometimes I talk
Let him go.
quickly and
Put that in the case.
keep it intelligent, but we'll get there. So it would really help if people didn't continue to unmute themselves. She didn't do that. I asked her to do that. But several people, other people, have just unmuted, and it starts creating a lot of background noise. Makes it difficult, but you might not know you're doing it. So what I will tell you is when you are given a ticket, the citation can be dismissed under 4 following possibilities. And I'll tell you what they are, and then I'll tell you how they work. Compliance dismissals, driver safety course options, deferred dispositions, and teen court. Okay, so compliance dismissals are things you can bring up to date and gain a dismissal. It's not everything that can be brought up to date. For example, if you didn't have insurance when you were stopped and you get it after the fact, that's not dismissible in most scenarios. The reason being, if you have an accident and you're not insured, you can't go get insurance to cover that accident after the fact. But if you have a tire that's bald and you get a ticket for having a bald tire, you can usually get it fixed, bring proof to court, and be on time and pay a $10 dismissal, get that case dismissed. If you have something that can be dismissed that way, I will talk to you about it and start quizzing you about it to see if I can get you to that dismissal. The reason being, sometimes people came to court, they don't realize they could get that kind of dismissal. And maybe they're ready to do it because they did get it fixed, or maybe they need a small window of time to get it done. So I'm very open to that, and you can ask me about it, but I'm not going to wait for your question. I'm going to actually start looking for that dismissal because I make the assumption you're here, and there are plenty of people who just paid online, okay? You're here, you need information, you might have questions. So I'll assume that you are curious and that you might want to save money and that you care potentially about your record, and therefore that you care about these options, okay? Now, some people don't, or they have different concerns. For example, some people, they do care about those things, but maybe their time is more important. They don't have time to do the things involved. They just want to pay. So if you're trying to do that, and I'm trying to pull you in another direction, let me know, okay? Because these are just things I figure people want to say first, and I assume people secondarily might want to address their record. And sometimes that's true, and sometimes it's not. So let me know if I'm steering you to do a bunch of things and you're thinking, why do I have to do all this? Well, you can always just pay it. You know, there's nothing that stops you from that most of the time. So let me know if I'm dragging you into something you're not trying to do. But compliance things, I'll look for you automatically. You're welcome to ask. I won't wait for your question, okay? Second thing is driver safety course option, and that's for moving violations. You have to be on time to court. If you've gotten a warrant notice letter or a warrant, you're not on time to court. There can be other options, but that's not going to be one for you. The state law is very clear, on time to court, okay, for that program. It's a state program, and we have that program for a very particular reason, and that is that the law is really clear in this case to track rational sense. So what we know is that if a person gets a citation, they are much more likely to be involved in an accident after that citation has been issued. That's just statistically a truth, okay? The driver safety course option says Texas driver's license holders or military active or dependent, active military dependent can sign up for a class, complete it, and get us their driving record. We dismiss their ticket. The trick there is that you pay just the court costs, not the whole ticket. So the whole ticket is a court cost and a fine. So when I give you a number, it's that whole number. And then I can break it down a lot of different ways, but court costs and fines are one of them. In the driver safety course option, you're only going to pay the court costs. The fine will go on hold. And if you get the record turned in, it's got to be the right record. And the course, it's got to be the right course. Okay, we'll give you that information. Get it turned in, we dismiss the citation and the fine gets waived. That's a good program if you're qualified to do it. And on a plea of guilty or no contest, I'll start looking to see if you're on time, see if we can get you into that program. And then if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. But if you want to and you're qualified, then we're going to go in that direction. The third dismissal option is called a deferred disposition. That is exactly what it says. Deferred is a delay. Disposition is to finish or make final. The deferred disposition is really, it's more usable, friendly in the scenario where the other two aren't covered, okay? It's kind of like the leftover things there. You can sometimes ask for a deferred disposition. And what happens when we do that is I accept your plea of guilty or no contest. I put your case on hold. We put a court order in place with a list of things for you to do. If you do them, I dismiss. And your ticket is dismissed off your record, okay? There is a record that there was a deferred, so that it's pretty helpful nonetheless, okay? Because it's convictions that are usually the concern for most things. There are some exceptions to that, depending on if it's not traffic. But a deferred disposition, I've told you up to now, I'm looking for these things for you. This one works a little differently. You're supposed to signal to me, I'd like a deferred. So guilty or no contest, but I'd like a deferred. That's how that works, okay? And I'm supposed to assume that you knew that when you logged in today, but a lot of people wouldn't know that because in Texas, you can do that in a Class C court, but you can't do that. You have to ask a prosecutor if you have a higher level offense, like a Class A or B or a felony, the prosecution must weigh in. Now, you can ask the prosecutor if you're on the pretrial docket, and sometimes she's willing to agree to that, but you don't have to wait and get on that docket and just to ask her, may I? Most of the time you can ask the judge. And so the way that looks is just guilty or no contest, but I'd like a deferred. And then I'll entertain that request and see if I can do it. And if I don't have to give you a reason, but I will, okay? And I won't debate rulings, but I will explain them to a reasonable degree, okay? So deferred, requested. Okay, that's the trick on that one. People always wonder, what's the trick? That's the trick, okay? So now you know, right? And that way we all are on the same page and everybody's got the same set of tools. And then the fourth one is called a teen court option. Teen court. And the Temple Teen Court is for high school students, middle school students, okay, young people who have maybe made a poor decision and now we want to get back on track. And if you are teen court eligible, I'm open to talking to you about it, but I will expect you to complete teen court. What it really entails is you taking responsibility for your actions and not just expecting that your parents are going to take care of it for you, okay? Kids who have their parents come in and just take care of it, I see them again, okay? Young people who come in and they're responsible and they take responsibility and they demonstrate that with their actions, I usually don't see them again. And most of the criminal justice system doesn't either, okay? It actually works. It's a provable fact. And when we're talking traffic safety, we're talking about lives. And when we're talking criminal offenses, we're really talking about your future, your career options. So listen up if it's a possibility for you. But please know that I will hold you to your court order and you must complete it. And it's not going to be something where you agree to something today and you walk out and do nothing and you get a pass. That's not how it's going to work, okay? But if you'll do your part, because it's your life and your record, then I'm going to work with you, okay? So I'll be talking to folks who are eligible. I'm going to begin the pretrial docket now. I'm creating a room, essentially, and that will mean that when it's your turn, Ms. Warren will meet you in that room, and she will talk with you, listen to, and she'll let you know the limits of what she can and can't do. She's extremely good about that, but she'll visit with you. And when you're finished, though, you're going to come back into this room, okay? And we're starting with Daniel Guzman. And Mr. Guzman, I'm sending you to that meeting. You're going to have to accept the invitation, which you should have. You'll click on it. When you're done, you'll click on to come back in this meeting. We'll see you then. And I'm going to start by asking, let's see, we already took care of number one, Hector Ramirez to unmute. Mr. Ramirez, and I will get your file pulled up while you're unmuting yourself. And let me get something to keep myself from having trouble with speaking. Okay, so Mr. Ramirez, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
How are you today?
Good, ma'am.
Good. Where's your parent?
Right here.
Right here.
Great. We got to have a parent, so I appreciate that. Ma'am, what's your name?
Diana Leija.
Thank you. Diana Reja?
Leija, Leija.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I just have a note from the case manager. We have a juvenile case manager, and she's actually with me in the courtroom. So you're working on enrollment in school.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I got notes that you're just wanting to pay this. We can allow that. This is a no driver's license charge. It's $181. If you pay it, it'll go on your record. It's I'm not sure if they're surcharging on that too, but you know, we have teen court as an option. If you're getting a driver's license, you could pay $20 and we can work on you getting your license.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
classes that you're doing. Are you in the process of getting a license?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mom, where are we in that process, please?
We haven't actually started it yet, but we're working towards that.
How fast can that happen?
Um,
I've got
it's-
limits on time, and I don't like to create a scenario where I'm setting you up to do something that you can't do. I'm willing to look at things we can actually accomplish. So we're not enrolled yet in a class. Are we getting enrolled? You've got to be enrolled in school to get authority to enroll in that class.
yes, they told us he has to be enrolled in school already. So we're trying to get that done, enroll him back in school. That way we can get him enrolled in the classes for the driver's course.
So, yeah.
I hate to tell you a certain date without me actually knowing.
Oh, well, I have an idea. I could go ahead and sentence, he did enter a plea of no contest, and I could sentence teen court. No, he entered a guilty plea. And let me just confirm, Mr. Ramirez is guilty of your plea for the no driver's license charge on July 12th?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, I can give you a 2-week window. You'll have to come back to this meeting. And what you'll be doing is do those preliminary steps. I mean, this was issued July 12th. We're 17 days later and you're still not enrolled. Maybe it's time to take some steps, get enrolled, go figure out what your class is going to be and when it starts and when it ends, and come back with some real information. And then instead of saying, well, we really don't know, it's really hard to sentence someone who says, sentence me, but I don't know if I can do it. That doesn't sound like a good start, but then you'd have to log in and be at the next meeting. I'm willing to do that. Or if you want to just pay it, I could do that. What do you say?
If I continue to do it, will I be, if I pay it, will it be a conviction on my record?
Yes?
If I just go through the process of wait, so if I pay it, I won't be able to get my driver's license?
I can't tell you what DPS is going to do. I believe that it will cause a hiccup.
Yes, ma'am, I'll pay it.
You're just going to pay it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, are y'all paying it today?
How long do you need?
How long
That's my question to you. How quickly can you get it paid? Let's just be really clear. You don't want to hit a delay and get information and come pay $20 and have it work to get it off your record. You want to pay $181 and let it go on your record. That's what you're telling me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How long do you need to pay it? Are you working or is mom going to pay this for you?
How long do you need? Like 2 weeks?
2 weeks is fine.
2 weeks will be fine. If that's okay.
Yes, you're a minor. You're going to need to come up here today to sign a payment arrangement.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can y'all head on over now?
Do I have to bring a note, or
Sorry?
do I have to bring it guardian, or I could go by myself?
No, you can't because you're driving illegally unless you walk.
No, to go in.
To go in, ma'am.
The parent has to be with you because you're underage.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Your Honor.
All right. Okay. Not sure what we needed to do that for, but let's keep moving. The next person is Rebecca Flores. Hi, Ms. Flores. I did review the information you gave me. Let me get your case pulled up. Here we go. And there were a number of cases, and I read through all of your plea papers and the notes that you sent in on each one, and I reviewed your income information. I had a no contest plea on every case. Let's just begin. Is that what you pled?
Yes.
Okay. And then I had one, let me find it. There was a no insurance charge November 20th of 2007 and another one January 31st of 2008. Did you have insurance on those dates? And if so, can you provide proof?
I did not.
Okay. I will accept your pleas. On each one, you checked that you wanted the dismissal because the cases were old and that you wanted driver safety and you wanted to show proof of things. So the proof of things is all contingent on being on time to court. Obviously we're over that timetable. I'm sure you've worked that out by now. You seem intelligent, so I'm not going to insult you thinking that. But I'm not going to be able to do like a driving course for moving violations. The one thing that isn't time-based is if you can prove insurance, and that's why I was checking that one out to see, hey, can we sort that out? I am sympathetic to what you said about being worried and not knowing what to do. The best bet is always to come on into court to find out what can be done. Let's see. You've got DL charges, insurance charges, non-appearance charges. And then you have 3 moving violations only. One is a speeding, another is speeding, and then another has to do with construction workers being present in the zone. And you requested dismissal. I could do a deferred on, I would be willing to do a deferred on 2 of those, not all of them. The non-appearance in court doesn't really impact your record. I don't know if the surcharge program, my understanding of the surcharge program has been done away with. So, but I would need your signature on the 2 deferred cases, and that would be the speeding 15 miles and the construction worker case. And then I'm showing that payment would be difficult of all of this for you to the point where I'm actually saying that you're indigent and cannot do payment and therefore should work these off through community service, which would be part of your deferred to get completed. And we do that where you are. You don't have to come to Temple, but you would do that and get it done to pay the costs and funds through community service. Get that turned in. 2 of the moving violations of the 3 will be on a deferred. And at the end of 120 days, as long as you don't give it more tickets, which you're not going to, I'm pretty sure, because you have a very clean record since this happened. And so you just, but you got to get your service work done on time. And you do that at a nonprofit in your community. I'll give you information to teach you how to do that. Okay. So you clear all the things out. I would release your license. I'll release the warrant and you get your hours turned in. And I'm not going to require a class at this point because you really haven't had anything since then. So do you agree?
Yes, I had one question. How many hours of community service would this be, more or less?
You'll have to give me a minute to get that, because it's a number of cases. And Ms. Warren, I see you back in. I'll be right there. Okay, I give triple credit up front because then people don't shop for the best place. All the nonprofits are the best place. They all need the work. They all need the help. So it turns into 146 hours total for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 cases.
You said 9 hours?
146.
146
For 9 cases. Yeah.
For 9 cases.
And that's really triple credit up front. These are high fees because it's been so long, and the efforts that we've made each have, when we make efforts to get you in when you've missed a date, there's always a fee based associated with that. Warrants are mandatory by state law. That's $50 per case, things like that. So,
okay. Yeah, because my license expires next week, so I was trying to get seen sooner.
The sooner you get your hours in, the quicker it's all going to get really resolved.
Okay. And when you mentioned triple credit, that was for the hours, or is that for the cases?
For the hours. So it's normally going to be, it's not quite triple credit. Normally you would have had to do 293 hours, but I pushed that down to 146.
Okay. Okay. And then
I mean, the other option is you're going to pay $2,926.
okay. And if I was to do so, that would also affect my driver license.
Well, some things are unavoidable. Yeah. I mean, you've got things here that, you know, we aren't able to do anything else with them. I mean, just saying I wish it hadn't happened doesn't make it go away, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I can't shield you from all of it. I'm not open to that at this point, but
okay.
Not since we've been trying to get you in since 2007.
Okay. Okay. I can do this.
Hold on a moment. I'm going to get some things ready and talk to you further, but I need to keep Ms. Warren moving, and she and Daniel Guzman have visited. And Ms. Warren, this is a fail to signal lane change. And what do you say?
Your Honor, Mr. Guzman did change his plea to no contest.
Okay.
In exchange, I've offered a 90-day deferral, and he can pay that fine up front. No class.
He's paying that today?
We didn't discuss when, so
oh, okay.
I'm
Sorry, you cut out a little. My apologies. You cut out just
yes, he did say he can pay, and so I'm assuming it's today. We'll have to see what he says.
Okay. I'll work that out with him. Thank you for your information. Brooke Vining is next for you, and I'm going to push that forward. Vining just moving to the pre-trial. Mr. Guzman, let's try to talk.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi.
I fixed
So-
that problem. I'm sorry. I finally figured out what you were talking about earlier, so I hope you can hear me better.
Yeah, you're great. No problem. So
Yes,
your
ma'am.
plea has changed to no contest. I'll accept the recommendation request of deferred from the prosecutor. I'll grant that request, okay? And
Yes,
then the
ma'am.
next question I have is, can we actually get that paid today? Because if not, I need some additional paperwork.
No, ma'am. Like I said, I have my son sitting here bearing all this just for a teaching moment. He just turned 13, so
Yeah.
own up for it. This is the day to do it, so I'll pay it. Just
Today.
means that I gotta, yes, ma'am. I just gotta pull back on my fun time this month. That's all.
Okay, so what we can do, and I see you're in Belton, you don't have to drive over if we can figure out a way to get the paperwork here in replace of you. So we
Yeah.
can email that document over to you.
Yes, ma'am.
You can print it, sign it, and email it back, or take a photo and send it, as long as we can read it. And
Yes,
then
ma'am.
once that exchange has happened, you can go online and pay it, or call in and pay it, or
Okay.
you can come over and pay it. What's going to work best for you?
I sent all my paperwork and everything online before. and
Right, but I'm doing a
apparently it
deferred
worked.
order. I need your,
Right.
yeah, I need your signature on the order. 'Cause
No,
it's
I
a-
understand that, but what I mean is that
Oh.
seemed to work. There was no hiccups in that, so I'll just go ahead and keep with that.
Okay, and then you can call it in or go online.
Yes, ma'am. I'll do that as soon as I sign it and send it back and call it in right away. I assume there'll be some directions or a number to call for the call in on the paperwork.
Yes, it's the same number that you had on your ticket.
Okay,
But when we email it, it should be at the bottom as well.
too easy, ma'am.
And
Yes,
I
ma'am.
just signed your order, so we'll probably email that over pretty quickly.
Yes, ma'am.
And then once you have that transaction done, you know that it's good to pay it because it's been set up as a deferred.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
And just to clear up, my deferment period is how long, ma'am?
it runs from today until October 28th. And then I look at your record and I say, he hasn't gotten any more tickets, he paid on time, we're good to go, we dismiss.
Okay, ma'am. No worries. Then do I have to appear? Will there be another appearance? Nothing like that? Okay.
No, we don't complicate it that way.
It's okay, ma'am.
We have plenty to do without making people run over to some other may.
Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am. I
All right.
appreciate your service. Thank you for your time today, and thank you for allowing the teaching moment with my son.
Great, awesome. Good
Yes,
luck,
ma'am.
sir.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
just
You have
look
a
for
nice-
your email.
Too easy, ma'am.
All right,
Thank you, ma'am. Bye-bye.
thank you. Bye-bye. Ms. Flores, let me get your deferred paperwork. On the construction workers. Those hours are 16. And on the speeding 15. Madam Clerk, those hours. So that's already that's a zero. Excuse me, I didn't mean that was dealt with. So we're doing the other speeding. And those hours are also 16 hours. And so it would be these two cases. And the remaining hours shift to the other cases. So Ms. Flores, you'll actually get here shortly. I think we're going to email to you because you're in Baytown, right?
Correct.
So in Baytown, we're going to email you 2 deferred orders. Are we doing 2 or 1? We're going to one order where you sign. And that one's going to say 32 hours on it. You're also going to get another order that says the 146. So the 32 is part of that 146, right? But it's pulled off because we've got that in an order that it has to do with your deferred order. And then we've got your total amount at 146. So don't get confused and think it's 146 plus 32. It's not changing. It's just 146, okay? But the 32 hours are for those 2 deferred cases. And that'll keep, those are moving violations. I know the impact of those on the record. So I pulled those off. I thought you had 3. I misread just a little. The third one was a case you took care of at sometime in 2013 or maybe recently, but That one's already been adjudicated, convicted. So there we go. So the 2 new moving violations will stay off your record. Okay. What you'll want to do is check in, because I can't give legal advice. You'll want to check in with DPS on their website and see if they're going to charge any surcharges for the insurance case and there were 2, and the license charges. Okay. Those can generate surcharges, but they can also generate a problem that is has to do with carrying higher insurance for a period of time. And so I wasn't able to dismiss those, but so just beware and look there and read up on insurance convictions, license convictions, and surcharges. Those are your button words to look for, okay? And we're gonna email everything to you pretty quickly, okay? And then what we need back today, there's 2 things we need back. One, deferred disposition, and that will have my signature at the bottom. And it's for 120 days till November 30th. And the other is, it's a permissions form. It just says you understand when you go do community service in your community, the City of Temple doesn't have insurance coverage if you're injured, okay? Then those are the 2 things I need back. So are you gonna be able to print those and get them back to us today with your signature?
I'm gonna see if my printer's working, because I know I was having issues with that the last few days.
If so, can you find a way to do it?
Yes.
Okay, so that's all I need to know is how you're gonna solve it. You don't have to disclose all that if you don't want to, but we need it back is what I'm trying to.
And the community service will be done in my town?
Hold on. You're also gonna get a packet for community service. And it will have my local list on it because it gives you some idea of what kinds of places. But what at the front page is going to tell you any nonprofit in the state of Texas, you can do this work there. So you find one in your community, make sure it's a nonprofit. Don't just go to a friend's place and do it and have them sign. Whoever signs, whether they're your friend or not, they need to be authorized by that entity to sign, okay? And sometimes they are and sometimes they aren't. And that's what happens is if you don't do it the right way, you have to redo it. So do it right the first time, right? That's the best policy. So make sure it's a nonprofit. Make sure who's signing is allowed to sign for them, right? So ask the owner, ask the head. And then we'll give you a timesheet to keep track of your hours. And you can use it to clock your hours and get it back to us. Then we'll verify your hours. So also make sure that we know how to reach that entity, and we'll go from there. I'm going to give you 60 days to get it done. If you run out of time, submit what you have on your 60th day, which is September 30th, and ask for more time, but give me what you've got, okay? Just don't let the deadline slip.
Okay, and then I had one more question. After the community service, do I owe anything else, or is there still a balance?
No, you do not.
Okay, so once I do the community service, I'm cleared off?
Once you do it and turn it in and we verify it, yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Warren, I know you've been talking to Britt Vining and she logged out and logged back in. So we're good to go there. Can you go ahead and give me an update?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Vining has changed her plea to no contest. There was no consideration because she has not complied, but she did stress that she has issues with the payment.
Okay, she didn't fill out a financial affidavit, so I have no proof of that. I'll work with her. I'm going to progress you forward to Trevor Janish. And Mr. Janish, you'll receive an invitation to that meeting. Thank you, Ms. Warren. So Ms. Vining, where are you? Let's see. Could you unmute for a moment? It would be preferable if we can see you. Right. Okay, so you haven't yet fixed the defective tail lamp, right?
We have the red tape on it. I thought that was a temporary fix, but she stated that didn't count.
No, it needs to be fixed. So you have a $234 ticket and your problem is a defective tail light. What's it going to cost to fix that tail
I think it was like $89 or
light? So are you wanting to pay $234 and not fix it, or fix it and maybe get a break? Seems logical, but I've had logic defied several times this morning. So I can give you an extension. Your plea contest, that won't change. And what we'll do is, you know, give you time to fix it. But I need a signature on a continuance today. Okay. And I need you to fill out a financial affidavit so that I can make adjustments to your file. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So what's the best way to do that? You're in Temple, you could swing by, or we can email it to you, but you have to print it, sign it, and get it back over to us.
I can print it and email it back to you.
Okay. Let's see, we'll send a continuance for 2 weeks. And then what we'll do is put you back in a meeting on my side of the docket. You'll need to fill out the form that we send you and get it back to us today and sign for the continuance. And next meeting, of course, I'll review all that information. But what I'm expecting is that you'll also drop by and bring proof of the repair. Okay. And
Okay.
if you do that before your meeting, I might even cancel you having to sit through this again. Okay. Logic. Okay. So get that back to us. We're emailing it over soon, and I need it back to you this morning, okay? I need it back from you this morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay. That's for that file. Okay, and I'm moving along to Mitchell Johnson. And Mitchell Johnson, you can unmute and I will be right with you. I'm pulling up your file. Where are you? There you go. Can you unmute? There you did. Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today, Mr. Johnson?
Good.
Are you enrolled in school?
Yes, ma'am.
Which one?
Lake Belton High School.
Okay. So right now we don't have any proof of that in the file. So
Yes, ma'am.
Skyward, I guess, is how you're going to do that.
Yes, ma'am.
Or an ID. So we're going to need that this morning.
You have an ID?
Ma'am, can I go get my ID?
I mean, you're going to send it to us because I need it for the file.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And this is a failing to yield at a stop intersection. If you pay it, it's $269. And I do show that there was an accident and that you've pled guilty. You've asked for a course. I'm certainly
ma'am.
gonna look at that, but I would do it in the context of teen court. But you would have to prove that you're a student, pay
Yes,
a
ma'am.
$20 fee, and get your class turned in the next 30 days. How does that sound?
Good, Your Honor.
Okay, so you're going to have to come by to do the $20 payment, and then
Yes.
you can bring the ID, and we'll give you class information. And if you get your class done quickly, and that's one of the benefits of teen court. The driver safety course option is a 90-day window. With teen court, I only give you 30 days because you have actually moved into the top #1 group that I'm looking at to try to help reduce accidents.
Yes, ma'am.
You're in the leading group for death and dismemberment on the roadway. Okay. Under 25, previous accident, you're my target group. So I want you to get your class done quickly.
Yes,
okay?
ma'am.
because there is a correlation between the class and better driving for a period of time.
Yes, ma'am.
So y'all are heading over and we'll have your paperwork at the window. You're paying a $20 fee today, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It has to be cash, so just be prepared for that, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
What's your next move?
Roldan.
You're
Yeah.
driving over you're carefully driving over to pay your fee and sign your paperwork, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, we'll see you soon.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. You're 17, mom can come with you, but she doesn't have to, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Miss Warren, I think you were working with Mr. Janish. And what say you? Ms. Warren, are you ready?
Mr. Janish, yes. Can you?
Yes, I can hear you. There's a delay in your
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
You're freezing a little on the screen.
Mr. Janish did change his plea to no contest. He changed his plea to a no contest. He's gonna pay the $234. It's 120 days, and he will take an 8-hour anger management course.
Okay. And Mr. Janish, is that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
I will approve the request for deferred. That's 120-day deferred, which ends November 30th. I will need an anger management class within the next 30 days. And I do need to ask you, are you making payment today?
Not today, ma'am.
Okay. When we last caught up with you about 2 weeks ago, you had just relocated to South Dakota. Is that still the case?
No, I'm back in Texas, ma'am.
Okay. Are you working?
As of right now, no.
Where were you working before you relocated?
I was in the Army.
Okay. And you no longer receive income at all?
As of right now, no.
How are you moving and making bills?
Money that I've had.
Okay. Can you put anything toward your payment today?
Today, no.
When can you put something toward payment?
In 2 weeks.
What can you pay at that time?
I can pay the whole thing in 2 weeks.
Okay. 2 weeks from today is August 17th. Okay. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We're going to send an order over to you. We'll email it to your email that we used to set the date today. We're also going to include the anger management course and how you find one. It's online. And it will also include your pay date. And if you get that back to us signed today, then we're good to go. Okay.
All right, sounds good, ma'am.
Okay. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right. Ms. Warren, the next person I have for you is Nok Dang. She's definitely had some difficulty with her her technology. She's had to log in and out a few times, and I've watched that struggle. So just kind of giving you a heads up on that. And Ms. Dang, we are moving your case forward to the prosecutor. And I have you in 2 places. Not sure how that's going to work. Probably going to have to log out of one of those. I don't know what's quite going on, but maybe they can sort it out. I'm going to keep going. And let's see. Johnson. Latasha Shores, if you could unmute, I'll pull your file. Can you hear me, Ms. Shores?
Yes.
Thank you. So there are two cases that we have pending before the court. One is, they both have pleas already. One is an older charge from 1998. It was adjudicated a long time ago, and it's a balance for a theft charge of $230. And then there is a case more current, a speeding charge, and that's actually DSC is done. Oh, due in October. You're in the process of getting that dismissed through driver safety, and that's not
Yes.
until October 13th. And on your information for the theft charge, the old one, you said you agreed to make the payment. When could you do that?
I was thinking that I went to juvenile for that fine.
They
was
don't
on-
give us notice when you're over there. I don't have a way to know that you're even there. Do you have something showing me that you were there?
Where? In juvenile?
Yeah, what you just talked about.
I could find something because years ago I had to get court records in order to attend school, and I had to get my juvenile records. So I believe I do have those records.
Okay. All right. I'd be willing to look at anything that you have to show me. That would be fine for me to consider. Okay. I'll reschedule you for August 17th, and we can visit about it, and maybe you can send over what you find. Don't send
Okay.
me a giant stack of things. Just something showing where you were would be really helpful.
Okay.
Okay. So I just need your signature on an extension.
Okay. So I come into the municipal court.
That would be easiest if you wanted to do that. The other is we email it, you print it, sign it, and email it back over. Either one works for me.
Okay. You can email it.
Okay. Can you email it back to me signed today?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to send that to you. And then you can also email the information. And I just
Okay.
need something showing where you were and when, and I'll see if I can match that up. Okay.
Okay.
I'll look at that first before we talk about payment.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Do you have any questions?
No,
Okay.
not right now.
I'm going to remove you from the meeting because we're done as far as interacting, but I just need that extension signed today and back to the court, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mhm.
And then I'm moving forward. I'm wanting to talk with Kimberly Smith. Ms. Smith, if you would unmute while I pull your file. Good morning.
Good morning.
She's on time and here. Oh, was there something? For some reason, we just printed them one. And everybody else's, everything was. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, Ms. Smith, that case is one, let's see. You weren't, yeah, I can dismiss that charge. So we'll email you a copy of that dismissal.
Okay.
And your case is resolved at this point, okay?
All right. Thank you.
You. That was a simple one. We had a few like that today. Simple things. Needing a little attention. Danica Mack, are you still here?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Ms. Mack?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well, thanks. Okay, let's see.
That was just my review.
Sure. On the driver safety. So I just see the seatbelt case and the speeding case, right? Okay, is she's remained on time?
Yeah, it looks like she's been on time. And requested extensions on time.
Okay. And just give me one more minute, Ms. Mack. So we had, yeah, so I see where you're going. We had the case manager reviewed and she's made a good recommendation. Of course, your driving safety course option for the speeding, it is an option. Can I get you on screen?
Yes, my camera is just kind of broke.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's broken, we aren't going to do that. Oh,
I mean, I'm right here.
kind of there. Okay. So the prosecutor had a good, I mean, not the prosecutor, the case manager had a good idea that I accept your pleas of no contest on the child passenger and on the speeding charge. And instead of paying these, you are unable to pay. I can make that determination that you can't pay all of this. Instead of paying for the driver safety course option, which you would have to come up with $144 and then pay for your driving record, which is about $13-14, and then pay for your class, which is about $50, that we put both cases into a deferred and have you take a class called Alive at 25. That class is available online. It's $50 for that class. It's not a short class, but I would count it all as your community service. And so you would do it as your community service, and then I would zero out your balance. And as long as you didn't get any more citations, the cases would be dismissed. What do you think?
Yeah, I like the sound that works.
Yeah. And you can take the class online and pay. It's a $50 class. I don't get anything from that class. What?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So I'm going to give you 60 days to get the class done by September 30th.
Okay.
And it's just one of those classes that'll really help you, like, just think how you're prioritizing everything. And we've dismissed your B restriction violation, and that this will allow your speeding and the seatbelt child passenger charge get dismissed. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll send that deferred over. And after 120 days, and we'll send you how to find the Alive at 25 class.
Okay. And so if I complete it before the 60 days, what I do, just send like the certificate over?
Yeah, you don't need to wait and hold it. Just send it over.
Okay.
That date is always a no later than date.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we'll send that to you. Can you print it and sign it, or do you need to come by to sign it?
No, I can print this on it.
Okay, that should be with you shortly.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Warren, you were working with Knockdown. Is there
Yes.
a solution?
We are headed to trial. Mr.
Okay.
Dang was on a phone and video, and so it looks like his video connection is there, but I told him to call back in on that phone or he'll be counted absent from the meeting.
Okay, when I see him, I'll visit with him. I'm going to progress you forward to Joshua Wiley. And Mr. Wiley, you'll receive an invitation to join Ms. Warren in a breakout room. Okay.
Okay, how you do video now?
Okay, are you, Mr. Dang?
Yes.
I just reminding you, your next court date is October 6th at 2 o'clock.
Yes.
We'll see you here in the building, okay?
Wait. What is
Okay.
it?
What?
I cannot hear you very well. Judge.
Yeah, okay, well, you need to be in the courtroom October 6th at 2 o'clock. And that's
Okay.
located at 401 North 3rd Street. We'll see you then. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me. Shayla Waldberger, if you could unmute. I kept thinking Mr. Dang was female because his daughter would keep popping up on the screen. So I had that wrong. Ms. Waldberger, give me just one moment to review your file, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Do you live on Lakeview Drive?
I do not. My address has changed.
Okay, there's an ongoing duty to keep your address current. We have returned mail for you.
Oh.
Yeah, we do. There's an expired driver's license charge from May 25th of 2021. If you pay it, the fines and costs total $181. How are you pleading to the charge?
Guilty.
And my next question is, let me ask the clerk. Okay. Have you been able to take care of that problem?
I have an appointment set for September 2nd was the soonest I could get. They had an opening for me.
Okay. So if I extended you to the 30th of September and you stayed on time or early, you could get your case dismissed with a $20 dismissal fee instead of $181.
Okay.
That's good,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So what I need from you today is you're going to update your address, you're going to fill out a financial affidavit form, and you're going to sign an extension. We can do all that here at the court, or we can email you everything. You fill it all out and get it back to us this morning. Can you do that?
Yes, I do have a question.
Yes.
I have a printer at my work. I was going to see if it could go either way. I don't go to work until 4. I also didn't know if it was something that you can fill out electronically or if I need to do like wet pen and paper.
Yeah, it's got to have a pen and paper because we don't have an electronic.
Okay.
Working on it, but we don't have it yet. So what I'll say there is I don't mind if it's before 5, but I need it today.
Okay. I can do that.
How you do it is definitely your affair. Okay. Okay. So we'll send all that now, and just don't if you missed the deadline today, you've waived it. So don't do that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Then I have, Priscilla, Lemons Lane. Let's talk. Good morning.
I'm right here. Good morning.
Good morning. We have a case that was in a payment plan that has gotten off track. And let me just 1 minute, let me review. We just have 2 missed payments of $50 each. Are you still working at VFW?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Has your income gone up or down?
Ma'am,
Has your income gone up or down?
it's gone down.
Okay. How many hours do you work there?
I was getting like over 25 hours. It's going down now because I've been sick. I have high blood pressure and I've been in the hospital.
Oh,
And I just started back to work this week.
okay. And you have children in the home?
No, ma'am, I live by myself. My kids are grown.
Are you still receiving food stamps?
They knocked them down to $84.
And so you need, let me just look and see. I think. Are you living with family?
No, ma'am, I live by myself.
So what I'm showing is we could get back on track, but you need a breather.
Yes, ma'am.
And so what I would say is, what day of the month are you paid? Is it every week?
Yes, ma'am.
I would say $25 a month, beginning a month from today, which is August 31st. How does that sound to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That sounds good to me.
Okay. So I'm just going to hit a delay on that, but I need your signature on that change because we're changing it out.
I will come down there.
Okay.
I'll make an appearance today to go down there and sign it.
Okay. When should we look for you at the front desk?
Okay.
When should we look for you?
I can be there today.
Okay. All right. Very good.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Ms. Warren, I know you visited with Joshua Wiley. What say you?
Your Honor, Mr. Wiley did change his plea to no contest.
Okay.
It will be on a deferred, no class. He can make his first payment August 27th, and then September 29th and October 29th. The deferral is 120 days.
Okay. And we're just breaking that into 3 relatively equal payments?
Yes.
Okay. So I show like 89. $89.90. Mr. Wiley, is that will that work for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We're going to email that document over, and as long as we can get it back with your signature, you won't need to come in unless you want to. Will that work for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We'll send it over.
All right. Appreciate it.
Good luck to you, sir.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Ms. Warren, your next person is Juan Torres, and I believe that they were on. Juan Torres, are you here? Let me go ahead and just ask phone numbers to unmute for ending in 735 54 on and on 735. Who are you, please? About to take you out. I haven't had any success talking to you. Let's see if it's any of the numbers. We pulled some numbers today to try to make. I didn't. 735 is going to be Christina Shavar. Does not appear to be anybody that we can identify. Phone number ending in 628, please speak up. You're going to lose your turn. Hello? Hello? Okay, I'm going to remove phone number ending in 628. If there was some confusion, please call the court. Ms. Warren, I did have Juan Torres here earlier, but it appears that he opted to leave court. So I will just count that as a miss. Make some notes. And with that, it looks like you have fulfilled your duty to the court today. Do you have anything that we need to look at with you?
No, Your Honor.
Your audio issues seem to have.
Yeah, you're going in and out too, but I don't have anything else.
Okay, am I going in and out just on sound or visually?
Yes, just on sound.
Okay, I'll have to get with IT again. We keep resolving this problem, and every time they reboot all the systems, check in with them. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Robin Cannon, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I did see that you have a new job,
Yes, ma'am.
and this is an insurance charge that has gone to warrant for non-payment.
Yes, ma'am.
Had a lot of things going on. I did read your information. Tell me about your new job. What's going on?
I'm gonna be, well, it's not a new job. It's because of the COVID and not having childcare. I do have a baby that I had during the pandemic. He's just a little over 1.
Okay.
And so I didn't have any childcare. My children were not in school, so I was not able to work. And so I've just started back to work because things are opening up slowly.
Yes. Where are you working?
Right now, I'm working taking care of my dad again. I'm his full-time nurse.
Okay.
He has to have 24-hour care all the time. Sorry.
Now, I had a note that you had been homeless at one point. Do I have the right person?
We still are. Yes.
Where are y'all living in shelter?
We were, and they're full. And the only shelter that was available was the ones that have the men and the women. And I just could not do that with my children. They're too young.
Yeah, I
I
can
just
see
didn't feel
that.
comfortable doing that. So
Staying with a friend?
right now, I'm staying with my mom currently. I'm trying to get on housing. I'm working through all the paperwork for that. And as soon as that goes through, hopefully we'll have housing.
Okay. So I'm thinking that this actually, I know you're working, but you're not working full time, right?
I'm sorry, your audio just went out on me.
Okay, I apologize.
I can hear you now.
Okay, I think I'm going to move closer and I'll work on my mics later. I think I know what the problem is. I can do a low payment and reduce your amount, or I could order community service and give.
I can start making the payments. I can make my first payment today if need be. I'm just sorry about not making my payment. I can do the payment as long as it's, not the whole 400 and something.
Right. What I would suggest is let's do a payment today of $25.
Okay.
And let me get your signature on a payment plan that is a minimum of $25 a month.
Okay.
And I'm going to do some reductions too. And before you get here, I'm going to need you to sign it. I can email it to you, and you can email it back signed, or you can come over and sign it, which is going to work.
I don't have a way to email it back, so I'd rather come in. I can come in as soon as you need me to.
Head on over safely. We'll have it at the front desk. Okay?
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. You hang in there.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Amount. I'm going to do a reduction. Christina Shavarin, you've been in the meeting the whole time. I don't know that you are hearing me. I've asked you to unmute about 9 times. If you can hear me, I've accepted your plea. No, I haven't done so. I did not receive a plea form from you. I don't know how you're pleading on this charge. You are eligible for community service, but I don't have a plea, so I can't make that order. Please come to the court and fill out a plea form or call us back and let's figure out how to get you here. Because technically, if you log in and you don't interact, you're not in court. So I'm just going to have to remove you and end the meeting at this time. I would prefer to talk to you. Going once. Going twice. Please check in.